Morning people. If you have been watching my videos for any period of time, you will know that to a large extent I am a Donald Trump supporter. Not so much that I support him personally, but I think that it was vital that he won the last election in the USA, because I think if the Democrats had won, the descent into ultra-liberal woke madness would have just accelerated and got worse and worse and worse. And what happens in the USA tends to spread to here as well. So I think it was vitally important for the whole world that Donald Trump won. But that doesn't mean that I'm blinkered, blinded, or can't criticise him when he's done wrong. So he's been in the news a lot in the last week because he was stitched up, maligned, lied about by the BBC, and I think 100% he is owed a full apology by them, and they need to retract what they did in that documentary, the Panorama documentary, about him. However, news has come out in the last 24 hours that doesn't show him in such a positive light, and I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't talk about it or mention it. So this is to do with the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Everyone knows that Trump and Epstein used to spend time together, weren't exactly friends, but knew each other. Both were members of the same Mar-a-Lago club in Florida, had lots of the same acquaintances, and partied together back in the sort of 80s and 90s into the early 2000s. Trump's claim is that he then severed that friendship and threw him out of the Mar-a-Lago club, expelled him, once it became clear what was going on. And that appears to be absolutely true. What has broken now, though, are a load more emails from the Epstein files have been released. The Democrats have secured the release of these emails, and they are emails between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein and a journalist, which appear to say that Trump knew what was going on earlier than he has admitted to, and that Trump spent a lot of time at Epstein's house with one of the girls that turned out to be one of the victims. Guifrey. There's no allegation that he's done anything improprietous or wrong or been involved in what was going on. That isn't the allegation. And by all accounts, even the girl that he was alleged to have spent time with has come out and said, no, he didn't do anything wrong to me. He was a good guy. I think he actually employed her to do some babysitting for his kids and things as well, was one of the stories that's come out. So the implication is not that he was some sort of a deviant doing the things that Epstein was doing. But the implication is very much there that he has not been fully truthful, that he's not come completely clean about the extent of the relationship or how long that relationship went on for. Most people would understand that, because why would you want to be associated with Epstein? But when you are the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, it's a massive scandal. Just being connected to this man is a scandal. Then being found out potentially to have kept some of the extent of that relationship under wraps and not wanted it to come out is a bigger scandal. So this is going to hurt him, and it's going to hurt him a lot. And one of the reasons it's going to hurt him is that his support base, the MAGA support base, loathe and hate Epstein, and they were the ones that were pushing so hard for harsher penalties. They were the ones that were pushing so hard for the full list to be revealed. They were the ones pushing so hard for the Lolita files of who exactly went to the island, who spent time at the island, who are their videos and recordings of, etc., etc. And it turns out that Trump was into this a little bit deeper, maybe than has been revealed. So it's a massive kick in the nads, and it's a scandal that's going to run until the full truth comes out. And this will damage him. Undoubtedly it's going to damage him, because the Democrats are clearly looking for any excuse whatsoever to oust him, to humiliate him, to get rid of him. But if your own support base is now going, oh, this doesn't sound too good, this is not great, we need to get to the bottom of this, then that's damaging for him. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out, interesting to see whether more of the emails come out. I'm sure they will. I believe a new member of the House was signed in yesterday, which tips the balance in terms of voting as to whether more emails and more of the files are going to be released. So I'm sure that they will be released. What they're going to say, what they're going to show is going to be very interesting. Trump and his press secretary have come out so far and said, well, actually, yes, they are a little bit of a scandal, but all they actually show is that Donald Trump didn't do anything. that actually, yes, he did know the man, yes, he spent time with the man, but the evidence is that nothing wrong was done, there was no wrongdoing. That may be true, but you still get implicated, you still get dragged into it. So that is the scandal that's going on. It doesn't reflect very well on Trump and the Trump team. I think anyone can understand that they didn't want this to come out, but the fact that you've hidden it doesn't reflect well. So let's see what happens in the next couple of days, let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks, and let's see what else comes out. But it ain't great for Donald Trump.